Couple of profitable trades yesterday. Good stuff. Sheriff Tiraspol. This was an interesting match. It was 1-0 on aggregate, 2-0. 0 scored first to make it 2-0 on aggregate. So I took a risk that Sheriff Tiraspol would score the next goal, which they had to. So I got involved here. We've got a red card. Sheriff Tiraspol +1, by the way. It's very tasty odds indeed. So you can see on the right-hand side, 2.84 for this market is huge for the +1 market. It normally indicates total lack of confidence. Red card came. You could have actually greened out just at the red card. That would have been perfectly fine. You'd have made a profit on both counts. If you take insurance out, you'd have made a profit on that. And if you went +1, that is the equivalent of a goal as far as its impact on the market. Sit back, and we got the goal we expected. So I hope you stayed in after the red, because it was all leaning towards I shot the Sheriff. Good stuff from them. The other one, quite simply, Bravo, I think it was. Let's see if I can find them. Bravo playing Connors Key. So again, this is what I'm talking about, the advantage of dealing with second legs. We've got a first leg lead for Connors Key. We've got a Bravo whose in-play stats are looking like they mean business today. One-way traffic, as you can see in the first half. So, what do? 0-0 at half-time. You lay the draw. Simple. Lay the draw. Bravo have to score. Well, it took them a while, but they got there in the end to take it to extra time. So, a nice, simple play. And that's the kind of return I would have got there with my usual liability of about £40 on laying the draw. You could have made even more money had you just delayed. So those were the main two yesterday. I'm sure I might have missed one or two others, but I was happy to take the profit after having a while without any plays. Derry City, I suppose, were eye catchers, even with the red card. You'd expect them to come back against the Magpies of Gibraltar. After a 0-2 lead for the Magpies in the first leg. So that would have been one to target. But no huge value to be had, I'm afraid. Connolly getting the 38th minute goal as expected. So that's the story, generally speaking, for quite a few of these yesterday. Tennis-wise yesterday, well, I'm taking a back seat on the tennis because I'm not dealing with the same surface as the next US Open, the next Grand Slam. Rafa Nadal, well, the ones I starred, good stuff from Nadal yesterday. Only one break in serve required in each set. Borges and Roca, do watch out for fellow countrymen playing each other. You can often end up in a three-setter, as you can see there. And I suppose you could have had a go here with 1.57 favourite, a set down, if we're expecting three sets anyway. Any other starred? Well, let's have a look. No, they haven't. Oh, here they are. So these are all the ones I would have picked out prior. So I had some knowledge. As you can see, Aguilar-Lisiem, Berrettini winning, Rune winning easily. Zverev dropping the first set, winning the second. He's in Germany, so that would have been a confident play as well. Chloe Paquet doing the job again. I do like Chloe Paquet, my new ex-wife. Wonderful lady. What a battler. This is not the first time at odds of 3 or higher she's gone on and won. She's really one to follow, Chloe. She looks to be a trader's friend kind of a player.
This market has been suspended.
Brilliant stuff. Looking on to today, and we've got the return of some of our leagues that we're familiar with, which is excellent to see. There's very little I can give you on the opening day of the season, apart from to look at last season. And then we have to make the gross assumption that patterns will continue. So we've got Aarhus and Mutland. The research is academic, I think. First last year, Mutland, Nordland and AAB Aalborg. AAB Aalborg newly promoted. So watch out, newly promoted. Could be vulnerable in this better league. Bodo Glimt and odd. Bodo Glimt, an odd win, an odd loss for them last match. 2-1 defeat. Very unexpected, but we did actually make a profit using averaging, even though it was a losing play. No defeat in 7 at home for Bodo. They look far better at home. Just watch for the potential of a comeback here today. Should expect the bounce back. Polish Ekstraklasa, good to see this beginning. We've got first and second from last season. Jagiellonia Białystok and Śląsk Wrocław. So first and second. 94% over 1.5 goals at home last season. So you can take on that 0-0. Puszka Niepołomice are newly promoted. So another name for you to remember in Poland. Could be vulnerable this season. Lechia Gdansk, second last season. Śląsk Wrocław, second last season. Lechia Gdansk, newly promoted. So interesting, isn't it? And it could be a deliberate act. First and second from last season at home, playing newly promoted sides in the opening match of the season. Probably a deliberate fixture. Czech 1 League, well worth your attention. Sparta Prague, first last season. Only lost 2 matches all season, so that could give us a good trading angle. 6 away wins for Pardubice last season. 5-2 loss and a 1-2 loss against Sparta Prague, so they could score without winning. Danish First Division, and don't forget, these are not leagues I will be researching every single day. It's just because it's quiet. We can have a look. Danish First Division, start of a new season. B93, 8th v 5th from last season. B93 ended the season unbeaten in 7. 91% over 1.5 goals at home again, suggesting we're not going to see a 0-0. 100% over 0.5 goals away for Kolding. And again, take on that 0-0. Hoverdovra, newly promoted or newly relegated. One of the two. I think they're newly relegated. So watch out for Hoverdovra. They might find this lower tier to their liking. 91% over 1.5 goals for Koje. Again, suggesting 0-0 is vulnerable. Vin Diesel and Roskilde, 2 newly promoted sides. So I would be totally ignoring this. 1.6 quote here. They could find each other to their liking. Swedish Allsvenskan, serious against Malmo. Malmo away from home are not at their best. Loss, win, draw, loss away for Malmo latest. They've scored in the last 15 matches, so we should expect a goal from them today, but they're not at their best. Note, Sirius are unbeaten in 4 at home now. They've lost all matches, though, they've played against the top 6, so that's a real plus for Malmo. But do pay attention to the in-play stats today. Malmo's away form is not that hot. So it's a decent coupon today. It's great to see these familiar leagues back. We've had to suffer Swedish Superettan and Norwegian Tippeligaen, and oh boy, they're awful. So great to see, as you can see here at soccer24.com. Lots of familiar countries. Irish Cup today. No odds as yet. I wonder if this will be on Betfair, because we're going to have some huge mismatches. Don't have any odds at the moment. But familiar names: Galway, Dundalk, Kerry, Cove Ramblers, Shamrock Rovers involved in Europe, Bows, Athlone. So nothing much I can provide. We don't have any odds at the moment. So normally a day off for me today, but I think I'm going to be tempted by this football. It does look a lot better. A lot of familiar leagues. So few world friendlies as well. There's going to be some familiar teams in that. You could see Getafe, Coventry, Blackpool, Porto playing. But Nottingham against Sunderland. Southampton playing their local neighbours Eastleigh. Fiorentina are out and about. Pompey, Kilmarnock. Lots of familiar names, but I do tend to leave friendlies alone. Have a great day. It's day off for me today, officially, but this looks a good coupon. This has to be in-play stats based, though. I might see you on Telegram later on.